Good evening and welcome to Star Trek Online, and well, we're going to be heading back to the Delta Quadrant today. Let's forgive me, it's been snowing a little bit here in Britain, and well, the best way to describe things for me at the moment is my arm has been not liking the cold. There was a little incident I had a few years back where I dislocated my elbow by slipping on some ice, and ever since then, when it gets really cold like it has been today, my arm and the arthritis in it starts playing up. So it's like, yay, lovely. So today I'm wearing what can best be described as an arm sock. So it's like, fantastic. The cat's being weird, which it actually normally does. Right, so let's clear these off first. Oh, this was years ago I did this. It was I was literally on my way to work one day, slipped over on some ice, twisted my elbow, almost popped it completely out of its I don't know, call it like socket or something, and it's like, oh yeah, this is getting unpleasant, and there's, yep, I just slightly dislocated it. I mean, what I do is excuse me. What I'll do is later, if it gets any bad, I'll just take some painkillers. It'll be all right. I've got like a gel I can put on it as well, and like between the two, it's brilliant. But the downside is it does make me very drowsy, so I have to wait until after the stream before I can do that. So if I'm a bit, I should have noticed that yesterday as well. It's like, oh yeah, we've got plenty of salt. I mean, the council are pretty decent at sorting the pavements and whatnot, but when I slipped over, it was like really early in the morning, like before they had a chance to like sort the pavements and stuff like that. So it was, and it was like up more icy bit as well. It was not pleasant. Anyway, enough negative chit chat. Let's crack on with some Star Trek Online. And I'm sliding down the sofa again. Right. What was next on the no episodes? That's what I want. Yes. See, done that one. Step between the stars. Okay, that's saying I haven't done that one. I have to come back to that. I've done that. Done yet. Delta Quadrant. Here we go. Delta Quadrant. The Kabali front.
Are you familiar with the Kabali? Their homeworld is under attack by the Vaadwaur, and they've requested our aid. I informed the head of their military that you would render them support on the ground. Their city has been under siege for months and cannot take much more. Please do what you can on Kabali Prime to stop the Vaadwaur from destroying the Kabali.
The funny thing is today, the way the weather was going, it's like every time I looked out the window, it was slightly different. Like, I'd look out, oh yeah, it's all nice and sunny. Get on with some work, look out the window again, pitch white. It's like, okay. Then I look again, like about an hour or so later, it was like just settled and there was like no footprints on it. Like every time I looked, it was weird. Pleasant, but weird. Right. Oh, the other thing I got today come through is, if you watch me on Saturdays, Star Trek Online, I have the official adventure book from Modiphius. These are the Voyages ones, and I've been. Yep, that's pretty much what I was having. Ace of Thorns. No, snow, clear, bright, snow. Kabali Prime. There we go. I swear at one point as well, the snow was actually going upwards past my window because of the wind. Alright, so yep, me and my engineers, we're going to Kabali Prime. A lot of ground ones today. And I think it is mostly all ground these next couple of episodes. We'll soon find out. Oh, and I can't remember who it was, but somebody suggested when I upgrade my system to get a
Hello, I'm Captain Harry
Blue Yeti, I
Starfleet's
think it was.
military liaison to Kabali Prime.
I'll wait till he's finished.
The Vadwar have been assaulting the Kabali homeworld for months now. The Kabali are near a breaking point. They're not trained for war, not like the Vadwar. The Alliance is here to stop the Vadwar and help the Kabali reclaim their home. You and several others will be leading our forces here. I'll be doing some investigations to help support the effort. Good luck.
Right. What's that? Oh yes, the Blue Yeti. I've put that on my list of things to get, and I've had a look at these things for it.
I cannot tell you how good it is to have you here. Our people have been bombarded by the Vadwar for months. We cannot take much.
Now I don't want to record itself at the same time. I generally will only be just for like talking and stuff like that. I'm also going to be getting headphones, a decent pair of headphones as well, so that, well, decent for me, so that I can, you know, have the game up loud and don't get feedback from the mic and stuff like that. Yeah, this is one of the reasons why I wanted to have the Boolean cannon, was for this section. Could have done with the Herald weapon, but
We've been fighting this war for nearly a year now.
right, could go and speak to the injured Kabali. Yeah, a lot of walking around and faffing around with this. Right, nope. Where are they? Oh, they're down there, aren't they? Move your little dumpy legs, you little bastard. Yeah, this is the reason why I need to get a new set of headphones, because they keep cutting out. Oh, where are they? Oh right, over there. Okay. So yeah, I've put this aside, the Blue Yeti, on my to get list. Right, it's just weird. It's saying I've got to go over here, but there's no one here. I'll go in this building here. I'm an idiot. Right. Speak to him.
The Vadwar just do whatever they want. They want our home.
So I'm just trying to read what someone's put in chat. Logitech
You're
computer sounds coming from one input. Something. I'll have to have a look at that one.
please.
Thank you. It may not seem our engineers have been trying.
Yeah, because the ground stuff is a bit boring compared to some of the other bits. I'm gonna not so much skip through it, but just not dwell on.
Reporting for duty, sir. It is a pleasure to watch you in action, sir.
Oh, that's nice. Right. Yeah, I've definitely been looking into the different things. It's I mean, ultimately it will be decided by A, my budget, and B, how much room I've got. So I've got to decide exactly where I want to set things up. You know, in theory, I've got more room in my office.
I have to admit, I see.
But that does keep it far away from the router. So what I probably will do is have it in the same room that I am in now, but move my TV and the desk that's on to another place in the living room, so that I can have, how can I put it, have a better internet connection.
I found some information.
I mean, I've got a fairly decent internet connection. I want to take full advantage of that.
Permission to speak freely. Something isn't right here. I've not so much found as observed. The Vaadwaur clearly have superior firepower, tactics, and training, right?
And it's at the
So
moment,
why
like,
haven't they already wiped the Cabal?
for example, this laptop
haven't
itself,
hesitated to
because
do
it's
so
quite an
on
oldish one, it only has
Sure.
a
The Cabal have a shield around the
wireless speed
but they've been fighting
of
the Vaadwaur for months,
50.
and they're consistently losing.
I can't remember if it's megabits or megabytes, but it's 50
Understand how
of that. But when I plug in the Ethernet cable, I can get my full internet connection, which is 200.
Exactly. Understood.
So like I say, I want to take full advantage of that. Yeah, of course. It's annoying.
We can't stop.
Yeah, it's nice they
until
got Garrett
the
Wang to actually do the
Vaadwaur
voice.
leave our world. Thank you.
But yeah, I've got an Ethernet cable going from this laptop to my router. Unfortunately, the cat sometimes attacks it. So occasionally you sort of see me sort of lean off camera and like sort of try and shiver you away from the. It doesn't chew it or anything, but you know what cats are like. They do things to get attention. Right, this is where my big cannon, giggity, and turrets are going to come in very handy, because I'm about to repel the Vaadwaur attacking the gates. Because you lot are friggin' useless. Yep, cats are weird, but they're awesome. And disturbingly cute at the same time. Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. You know, I've got loads of toys to play with and things like that. But do you know what she plays with the most? A ribbon. She plays with a ribbon the most. Like, she'll bring it up to me sometimes and like meow until I start throwing it around, or you know, flipping it about so she can hunt it and things like that. And in 5 seconds later, she's disturbingly cute. It's so funny. It's why I love this weapon. It destroys a Vaadwaur on the ground, and I've not even upgraded it. Oh, speak of the devil, you just come back in. And yeah, stuff to deal with those immunity procs they get occasionally. Ooh, nice. Right, go back to the general. No, dude, you can put that cannon away, seriously. And it looks like you've got a giant ding dong. And it says the thing's bigger than his. Well, that's quite good, the energy whip. I like, to say, the other one is the Herald weapon, that's your point. Ooh, yes, I can buy more keys. Now I've got my 1, 2. I'm doing it mostly for the Lobby. 3, I should better get another one. Yep, 4. Come on. Now the question is, what box do I open? What have I got? What have I got? I have got some Infinity Lock boxes. Yeah, I'll open the Infinity Lock boxes because they're pretty decent. 1, and I've got fleet credits. Yay. Reputation. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, weapon pack. That's probably the best bit. I'm not paying for these things, so yep, I'll use that. Okay, sort that. Where's it gone? Now, by using this, I can get a choice of Phase Tetrion, Polarized Disruptor, Phase Polaron, Nanite Disruptor, Electric Crescent Weapons, Voth Anti-Proton, Destabilize. Well, I'm not going to read through them all, but yeah, all of those bad boys. I'll decide later. I mean, I open those mainly for the
My son Titanian is commanding our forces
Excuse me,
outside the city.
mainly for the Nobi
Vador
crystals.
should never have reached us without so much as a warning from him.
Right, okay, I need to go this way now. Yeah, I mean, if you've got like spare Zen going or whatever, and you can't decide what to open the Infinity ones. But don't do it expecting like the mega ships or things like that. You know, if you can, try and buy the keys off the exchange, that kind of way. Or if you have a subscription, then use your monthly Zen if you're not saving towards anything. Right, where am I going? I am going. Where am I going? Use the transport pad, right. This is what happens if I don't read properly. There we go, transport pad. Yeah, you have to do things in order. Bit annoying, but you can't sort of like skip ahead. Yeah, you can get keys on the exchange, and the last time I looked, they were going for about 4.5 million. But what some people do is, if you've got Zen and you buy keys, you sell the keys and do stuff like that. That's how I paid for my Vengeance on my
We're hanging in there.
Andorian.
I am, although I understand your confusion. Cabali reproduce by reanimating corpses and then integrating them into our society. We're assigned to existing family groups. My people do not This is not something. Yes,
Yep.
we have.
So yes, waffling on. Cool. So my eyes are a bit funny there. Yeah, it's as with anything in this game, it's easier to make money once you've got money. It's kind of the annoying, but if you do the what's it called, Tour of the Galaxy, and I've seen the TR-116 is great. That's worth spending the money on. That's definitely worth spending your hard-earned credits. Especially if you can't make it. The weapon that can bypass shields, and it's not the best weapon in the world in terms of stats, but against the Borg it just destroys them. I'm quite interested to see how, I don't know if anyone else has seen it, about having a 3D model of your ship printed, how they get. Oh yeah, this is why I like being an engineer. And I'm very interested in that. The question is how much. Is it going to be just like US only and ridiculously expensive to ship, or will they have the equivalent in Europe or somewhere? I don't mind buying if it's somewhere like Germany or France or something like that. But if it's based in America, I'm not entirely sure I'll get the. Well, I'll say the price isn't an issue. The price is an issue, but I'm more concerned about the shipping. That's what I'm concerned about, because I don't want it to be. I don't want it to be. What's the word I'm looking for? Shipped all the way over here for what is the same price as the item itself. God, bloody immunity. It's incredibly annoying. Have some of that. Yeah, because it's $200, that's about 150 quid. And from what I can see, is they use the ship model that you specify with the equipment that's on it. So if you've got like the Riemann shields, for example, it will show it on the Riemann shields. And Yeah, and that's fair enough. I mean, I things I've already got a lifetime account, so it's like the thing is, what I would do is I would get on my other characters, I would get the Damocles printed off because of the Star Trek Adventure
The
stuff.
soldiers have been beaten down so much.
You know, I would literally have that done. So that I can kind of sort of justify, because it's I think especially as I've heard they will, you know, put all like your ship's name and number and stuff like that on it, so it will be customized and unique for you, like your ship name and everything else. And if that's true, that'd be fantastic. But I'm not gonna get straight away. I want to see what they're actually like first. Excuse me, I've got so itchy. I had tacos earlier and they're very spicy. Find more of these crates. Another shit. No, I don't want that. Right, we'll go for those glowy crates, wherever they are. Right, so leave that there. Shoot them. Right, did I give these guys the medical? I did not give myself that, scattering. He has got them, okay. Right, let me just see how that works. Because I should be having the... I think I'm about to have a medical officer, that's why. Personnel, roster, ground. Chance to... I see. Okay. Next is old Platio. Got to disable these devices. Yeah, the lifetime accounts definitely pay for itself. So if they ever, excuse me, if they ever put that on the sale again, do it if you've got the money. You know, especially if there's a choice between, say, the ship and the lifetime account. Yeah, it's got to say, it's not paying attention there. Right. Let's try that again. Yeah, I mean, when I got my lifetime account, it was when it was still a subscription game, so it paid for itself probably within about 18 months. But the last few months of that, I think, were when it went free to play. I've been doing a subscription before that, so my lifetime account was like, yeah, it's definitely worth it. Shut. Yeah, you will die a lot on this. This is why I want the Herald staff, because it heals you.
Enemy target on sensor. Personal shield losing power.
I know. Thank you. Try that again. Right. Gotta go to the next transporter now. Yeah, get away, you little turds.
Proximity. Personal shield losing power.
Oh, there goes Mahorta.
Flanking damage detected.
I think I should have brought a medic with me, rather than 2 engineers.
Captain Kim here. I need to speak to you as soon as you return to the city.
Ah, I should have changed it then. Never mind. Oh, next time. Next time. So it's nice to see that Kim's finally a captain. It's only taken what 20 years.
I've been noticing something strange. Maybe.
Right. Oh, split beam rifle. That's that nice.
I'm sorry, but could you return later?
That
I
is
believe in you.
polar on damage.
You've already done so much for us. We couldn't possibly ask you for more. Thank you again.
Yeah, let's give him that one. Let's see. Let's give him some of that stuff, just because. Yep. It's Tim Zapez. Yeah, he's got it as well. Okay. Just remember as well, for anyone who is watching, as soon as we have 4 players, including myself, available, we'll be setting up the fleet. So it's literally just a waiting game now. Speak Captain Kim again.
I've discovered a few. I've been thinking. Yes, exactly. Once we find out where the Vodwar plan to attack,
Ridiculous now.
we can reinforce the Kabali and find out what, if anything, they're holding.
That's why I need to get a new headset. Oh, excuse me. Right. So I need to go. Where do I need to go? I'm not opening those medical ones up. Screw it. Let's just do this as well, get some more Delta marks. So, you're the same guys who keep dying. Send new troops. Take out that drone. Orbital strike. I need to get new shields for myself. I keep dying. Mind you, it doesn't help when I keep standing in the red. Yeah. More of those. Brilliant. How many Delta marks have I got there? Okay, not too bad. Let's start off a Delta Quadrant reputation project. Just because I can. See what it gets me. Oh, it gets me. I've got a nice bit of dilithium there. What's it got? Oh, Thoron infused Polaron split beam rifle. That's a bit of a mouthful. Wow, that's a lot of thingies. Okay. Good question. I will have to check. I think Andreas does. I don't think Ross does, and I don't know about Hanno, but I'll check. It's a good idea.
Enemy targets on sensor. Personal shield losing power.
Actually, no, I think Ross might do, but I don't know if he plays it. But I know he has played it a little bit, so he could create the image for his character. But we're God's sake.
Shield losing power.
Yeah, this is one of those areas that does annoy a lot of people, and you can see why. That you die a lot. Get those.
Personal shield losing power.
Still, it's a good place to get experience. Right, come on. No. Right, get away, you little turds. Have an orbital strike because you piss me off. There. Fuck you.
Flanking damage detected. Personal shield losing power.
Yeah, I know my crew's dead. I know. Where is it? Where is it? Ah, there it is. Right, that's that one done. See if I can one man it or one Tellurite it to the next one. Nope, bad one there. Run.
Flanking damage detected.
Yeah, I need to get I need to change my from 2 engineers to right. Wow, they're both on right, let's see if there's any way I can change it. Oh well. Yeah, I need to definitely, you have to remember, next chance I get to get a medical officer down here, to do so. And I suppose in theory I would use a 1 tactical, 1 engineer, 1 science. But I'm engineer myself, so I don't have to worry about the engineer for them. So probably 2 tactical. No, 1 engineer.
Targets on sensor. Flanking damage detected. Personal shield
Oh, come
losing
on.
power.
This is ridiculous. Right, where's the transporter? Sod this. I'm gonna go and pick up a medic. Because that's ridiculous. I think there's a very specific reason why I don't want to skip these missions. Right. And that reason is you get a you can get a Kabali bridge officer, and I want that one.
Enemy targets on sensor. Personal shield
What the hell has it been with me? Bastards!
damage detected.
So I've come all the way over here and literally my other 2 have just stayed behind. Oh no, they are running. They're taking the long way round.
Shield losing power.
Alright, fine, I'll just, I'll stay here. And you've got yourself killed. Congratulations. Oh, no, false alarm. And no, he has got himself killed. Lovely.
Personal shield losing power.
And they both got themselves killed. Congratulations, I had the idiotic crew. Stupid bastards. Right. Shall we try that again? And I've gone back to 2 engineers. So, peace, serenity. Right, shall we try that again? If need be, I'll change the other guy over to a tactical officer. So I've got one of each then. Right. Okay, are you kidding me? I deliberately selected medical and 2 engineers being with me. That's ridiculous. Right, so we've got to do it the old-fashioned way then. Since it doesn't want to give me, you know, what I deliberately asked for. Right, yeah, vaporise you. Oh, he appears to be stuck in the... Right. I think I am at home to Mr. Bug today. Alright, so if we've got to do it the old-fashioned way, we'll do it the old-fashioned way. We'll slaughter every mofo in front of us. Yeah. If that's how we got to do it, then that's how we got to do it. Gave you a chance. I just wanted to get past peacefully. No. Right, I don't want to go down those trenches again. Yeah, focus on him. Get him as well. You have a mortar, see how you like it. Not so nice, is it? Annoyed with these headphones, I'm close to ripping them off and throwing them across the room.
Enemy targets on center.
Ooh.
Shield losing power.
Yeah, if I get the Herald staff weapon, one of those can heal you as you're fighting. It's pretty cool. This looks like it's going to be a slow and steady approach. It seems to be working. Still annoying, but beside the point.
Personal shield losing power.
Right. Where's it gone? Right, okay, I'll give myself some hypo sprays because this is getting stupid. I'm not fighting the ball because that can be taken off. Alright, so I'm going to have to go this way. All this just to turn off these bloody transmitters. Or put in the trace signals of the transmitters. Yeah, well, if I can nuke this site from orbit, I'll be very happy.
Personal shield losing power. Flanking damage detected.
Right, I'm going to try something. Yeah. Let's see if this works. Right, so now I've got an engineer, a tactical, and a science. Oh good, that hasn't cancelled the mission. I was afraid it would. Right, so you've got that. Yeah, okay, you've got a decent shield, decent weapon. Oh, you've got the TR-116. We are my security officer. Right. Where's he gone? Let's give him that. And then this can go with... I'll just leave it there for now. Alright. Yeah, let's try that again. If I end up with... Oh, come on! This is ridiculous. Good. Oh, I was close to raging then. I really was. Yeah, I think that might be the default away team is all engineers, which is why that's changing. It was changing it, but no, which wouldn't have been, you know, it wouldn't have been too bad. But I had selected earlier. No, I want to change it to these ones, and right, I'm going to see if I can skip these missions because they are really starting to annoy me. It doesn't look like I can skip this. This is going to be frustrating. Mercenary system? No, there isn't. If you are a tactical captain, you can summon security forces, but there isn't a way you can do that for the ground like you could for the space. You know, like we can summon in occasionally, you know, friendlies and things like that. It's all these trenches. That's what makes it annoying. Right, let's try going this way. I need to go this way. I'll look at the mini map. Right, this is looking promising. If I can. Yeah, one man.
Enemy targets on center. Personal shield losing power.
Right. Get those gits. Yeah, not like that.
Personal shield losing power.
Have all my abilities out. Seriously, they're just destroying my shields ridiculously quickly.
Enemy combatants in close proximity.
So at least I've done it now.
Your timing is impeccable. A large... The temple.
Screw the temple.
Enemy target on sensor. Personal shield losing power.
Still can't understand why I can't bring down my entire away team. I don't think you can. I know you can get like different armours and stuff like that, but that's a good point actually. See what my shields are. Yeah, see my shields. No, my shields are Mark 11. That's why. And my armour's crap, to put it politely. So I do need to get decent armour.
Enemy target on sensors. Personal shield losing power. Flanking damage detected.
Don't. I need to get to the temple. No.
Flanking damage detected.
Oh, oh good, I respawned at the temple. Fudge for that. That would have been a rage quit moment. Ah, be peace, be peaceful. So I've got to keep this thing blue. Nope. They just ran over the top of the shields. And that one as well. Alright, come on, get closer. I think it's an impressive skill that they decide to run up those energy shields. Come on.
The temple is secure.
Again, let's go with one engineer and one medic. I'm gonna have some Iron Brew. Iron Brew Extra, sugar-free stuff, really nice. Not sponsored in any way, but I wouldn't turn the sponsorship down if they offered. Pretty good stuff. So, how's everyone been today? Weather-wise, been good. Lots of snow. Any snow? Sunny days, windy, hail. How's your day been? Yeah. Now, it's not really an energy drink, but it is.
Looks like we've made it to the lowest level of the temple.
I mean, I used to drink Iron Brew a fair bit,
Let's see what's in there.
but it's like Pepsi Max almost. Yes, the brew made in Scotland from Girders. I loved Iron Brew ever since I was a kid. Got relatives lives up. I've got relatives that live up in Scotland, and when I was a wee lad, we went up to see them, and I was introduced to two of the best things I have ever had in my life. One of them is Iron Brew, and the other one is something called Tablet, which is, I don't quite know how to describe it. It was very, very sweet, almost like toffee, it was amazing stuff. Oh, that's what gives it its colour. Oh, Lucozade. That's another good energy drink. The proper Lucozade as well. The it's got that strange but yet at the same time really nice smell to it, and then you neck it back and the next thing you know you're able to run up walls because you're running so fast. Yeah. See, somebody else knows what I'm talking about with tablet. Yeah, it's great stuff, it really is. And I promised myself if I ever go back to Scotland, I'm buying like a massive crate's worth of the stuff. Oh yeah, I know I can get it imported, but yeah, the best of tablet is made fresh. Ouch, $9 a bottle. So you're looking about £6, £6. Yeah, I heard that as well about because of the colourings or something in it. I mean, who here has seen that video where Jesse Cox drinks Iron Brew and just gets hyperactive?
Thank you. If you are here, then it means
Tequila, beer.
our secret is revealed. I am sorry, but we did what we needed to survive.
That's very true.
Take this. It is the code to open the door. Please, do not judge our people too harshly. You would have done the same if you faced extinction.
Now, for anybody who doesn't know the history behind the Kabali, basically what they do is they take the bodies of people who have recently died and then they reanimate them and put, well, I suppose you could say, the memories, not quite the soul, into these recently resurrected bodies. In effect, it allows them to live on because they have no real way of procreating, and they've been getting into a bit of trouble because they've been using other species' bodies without asking. It's a bit and for some reason, I can't remember exactly why, they can't procreate normally. Yeah. And each one of these pods has a body. Yeah, it's basically like an entire race of necromancers. In the data.
I never imagined that we would find this. The Vaudouar aren't fighting the Kabali over territory. They want their people back. This is why the Kabali stopped wandering. Everything they needed was here. It's not right. Some of the Vaudouar in the stasis tubes could still be revived.
Yep.
The Vaudouar are a dying race. Their methods may be extreme, but they're doing what they think they need to do to survive, just like the Kabali are.
Yeah, this is where the old Star Trek morality kicks in, is that you help one side, who else is going to be hurt by it? I mean, although I don't particularly agree with it, wiping them out, I don't agree with that either. So I'm going to have to go against my own personal better judgment.
But their culture is directly interfering with that of the Vaudouars. Is that right? Just because
there's no right
like
choice
one side better doesn't
in this
mean
one.
They're the ones who get to survive. Regardless, we need to take this information to the General and get him to explain why they hid this from us.
Yep.
If the Kabali had been upfront with this from the start, we could have figured out a better solution for this.
See, that I agree with. I mean, yeah, it's weird, but you can kind of understand where they're coming from. Yep, let's head back to the surface. Again, just in case.
You've both returned.
General, we know about the temple. When were you going to tell us?
Secrecy protected our future, Captain.
How are we supposed to help you if you won't even tell us what the problem is?
That's enough, Captain.
Captain Drawley, you're late.
The Kazon delayed me. What's the situation? I see. Captain Kim, no matter our personal feelings, we must follow the Prime Directive. We are not here to change the Kabali culture. We are here to protect them.
I mean, another way of looking at it is,
We'll talk more about
in a way, it's kind of what the Borg do. But they do it to people who are alive. They take people and, in effect, assimilate them into their culture without their permission. So it's ethically, it's a real grey area. I like to think that he speaks telepathically, old Malcloud. Actually, that's a good question. Are Tellarites able to be telepathic? Might have to find out about that. Alright. Yeah, I need some new armour.
Before we begin, I must apologize on behalf of the Kabali people. We meant no harm
yes.
using the Vaadwaur. When we found the stasis pods, many of them were damaged beyond saving. We honored their fallen by using their forms to preserve our species. The Vaadwaur, however, do not. Our ways are difficult.
That's a good point.
For some, they may be reprehensible. No matter what the Vaadwaur think, we cannot end this practice without dooming our species to extinction. And that we will not do.
See, that I can kind of understand. You don't want to have your species wiped out. Nobody does. Unless you're completely batshit crazy. I think it could also be like the Ferengi. They can't really be mind melded with, and I'm pretty sure they don't have telepaths. Now, it's not like Babylon 5 where you can have like a gene to have it reactivated. Right, where have I got to go to now? I'm going to go to over here. Yes, yeah, speaking of telepaths in Babylon 5, I think they had, in my opinion, one of the best ways of explaining what telepaths were actually all about and why they were the way they were. Yeah, it's something to do with the four-lobed brains. It's I think some of them can be read, but it's like a major strain on them. Like we're talking like the same sort of power levels, mentally speaking, like Lwaxana had. Yeah, she was a complete lunatic, but in a nice way. But she was also very, very powerful telepathically, and even she had something ridiculous. Yeah, it's what's the word? My brain's gone.
We're hanging in there. But
basically, it's very, very difficult to read them. Like,
one of our bases is.
Right. Okay, so we'll go this way now. Yeah, Lwaxana wasn't like the most powerful Batizide telepath. She was just. She had a forceful personality. Yes. More of collecting stuff. Shoot him.
Enemy target on center. Personal shield losing power.
Let's give yourself some drones out to help. Alright, go find more of these glowing boxes. Okay, I seem to be getting 16% per box. Okay, that's not too bad, so that means I've got to get probably about 6 boxes in total. Soon find out. Yeah, so that's 3. I'll get 3 more. And then that should get me... No, I don't want that. Why am I not... He's not shooting.
Enemy target
It's like I'm pressing 1 and he's not firing.
losing power. Flanking damage detected.
There we go, there's the EMH. And he got disintegrated.
Personal shield losing power.
He lasted for about 5 seconds.
Flanking
See, I should come back here with my Andorian. She would decimate this place. Alright. And she's another engineer as well with kick ass. Right, one more. This is looking promising. No. Okay. What the hell was that? Oh, it only sends me to that. Okay. Which I don't want to do. Have an orbital bombardment, just because. There. Ah, that's never going to get old. Circle round. So this one, it's cooldown is looks like it's about every 1 minute 45 seconds, something like that. It's like call it 2 minutes.
enemy targets on sensor.
It is quite an OP power. Aha. Yeah, each class has their own. Well, each career path has their own like super ability that they can use every couple of minutes.
Enemy targets on sensor.
And mine is to cool down the wrath of the heavens.
Shield losing power.
Tactical have security. I can't remember what science does. Been a while since I played as a science captain. I should really create a new science captain. So, got that. Yeah, that hollow fleet is brilliant. I can remember when my first character was science, and having that ability was like a lifesaver. This is before I really sort of understood what the game was, so knowing how to sort of play it, that kind of thing.
Thank goodness you're here.
Right. Okay, what's next? Alright. Oh, there's a transport pad. There's a... No? Okay. Does that mean that mission's done? Looks like it. Yay, looks like it is. Alright, here we go.
The Alliance needs your help. A group of Alliance ships are currently under attack by the Vaadwaur in the Orlita system.
Alright. Shooty shooty. Yes. By the gods, yes, I want to go and shoot some stuff in space.
Glad to have you by our side. This is one of the systems marked for further examination during your work with Subcommander Seyhen. I'm not sure what the Vaadwaur are up to here, but they're fighting like demons. They're attacking a small group of Alliance vessels. More hostile ships are on the way. I propose we divide and conquer. The Lisette will fly ahead and catch any incoming ships, while you
My
root
ship.
out trapped allies. Your thoughts?
Yeah, go on then. Right, tactical mode. This is going to be so cathartic, just blowing them up. Hello, boys. I'm Mac. Name the film that came from. It's time to blow shit up. See, I was thinking the other day, if I only had to play one MMO for the rest of my life, assuming there's no regular updates and stuff like that, I honestly not sure if I could choose between this or Lords of the Rings Online. I really don't know which two I could choose between. Which of the two I could choose between. So some of that. Yeah, he's going to get a torpedo right up his butt. Grab roll that, motherfucker. It is. Like little pulse cannons. That's why I don't mind too much about the lockboxes, but I wish there was other ways to get the items. I can understand that this is how they make their money, and the base game is free to play. So you know you've got to make their pennies somehow. But just trying to think what they remind you of. It's like when you ever watch Battlestar Galactica, and you see like the firing turrets and things like that. That's it, have some of those. I was concentrating on the blowing them up. Yeah, they have a nice sort of like almost like pew pew type sound to them. They sound like lasers, even though they're not. They're technically phasers. Yeah.
Thanks for the help.
You're welcome. Now, where's that last group? Because I'm about to mess them up. Am I in tactical mode? I am good. This is shimmy forward. God, those were.
Warning, ship is under attack.
And he cloaked the little shit. Or did he jump? Get him. That's it, you take him on. Alright. Coup de grace. Bye bye. Now where's the injured ship? Ah. There she is. Does this repair our ally?
Engines back online. We're ready to fight.
A large Vodwar fleet just arrived. This is our chance to strike before they retreat.
Oh, music to my ears. Right. There's one down. That's it, get stuck in my grab wheel.
Haha. Come in.
You know what's scary? I'd say compared to one of my Andorian, this fight would have been over by now if she was in the fight. You know, I don't even have any maxed gear or anything.
Target shields have failed.
Oh, that's a nice ship. Let's go and see how the Lisette is. Ah, that felt good. I am at peace again.
Greetings. I am Lieutenant Gaius Salan, Chief Intelligence Officer for the Lisette. I regret to inform you that the Vaudois now control the ship. The
Oh, hell no.
bridge is lost, and we are locked out of most internal sensors. However, I managed to access a secure comm channel before the security codes were changed.
Hey, it's
and
Borg.
have located a
Or
safe
ex-Borg.
location for transport. I have sent the coordinates to your ship. Without your assistance, the Lisette and her crew will be lost.
Right, something I'm going to do. Oh, okay. No, don't know. I'll do that. Yeah, I mean she's got like pretty much max gear on her ship, like the Iconian set as well, and loads of other stuff. I'll have to log in as a one day just to sort of so you can see
The
what she's
ship
capable
is swarming with Vaudois. We need to retake. From
Well,
there, we need to.
Right. So I've got some Romulans help. Well, it's their ship, so it's only fair that they help. Oops, I don't know, what was that? Right, so I'm no problem. I do not mind helping an ally. I'm sure your captain would do the same for my crew. It was in the same situation. Oh, he's dead, Jim. Oh, she's dead, Jim.
You must stop this meaningless massacre. Consider the balance.
Screw balance.
That's the one who defied God. Kill them all.
You have my thanks. Such reckless slaughter.
See? Screw balance.
Thank you. Yes.
Right, so I'll go this way. Oh dear. That one. What can a man do with such reckless act? I still prefer the original Klingon. Cry havoc and let's slip the dogs of war. That line was fantastic. I mean, you know you got a good villain when he's quoting Shakespeare. It also had probably, in my opinion, one of the best deaths for a character in the films. Where he just stands up on the bridge and just goes, "To be or not to be," as the torpedoes hunting down, you know, the vapor, the trails, the exhaust trails for the ship.
Do your worst. You're amateurs compared to the Tal Shiar.
Ah, screw the Tal Shiar.
I will not sit by and let you take this ship. Thank you. Let's get to work.
Now, you can almost see at the end he had a kind of respect for Kirk. It's like, well played, Kirk. You got me.
Glad to see you, but if you came here instead of the bridge, it means you're following a plan made by Gaius and his scenarios. The equipment here is still operational. I'll begin treating the wounded. There's a console nearby you can use to contact the security team heading to the bridge.
Alright. That's impressive.
Good timing. We're about...
Oh, I pressed that too quickly, sorry. The Saints versus Shakespeare. Play for all the worst. It's funny you say that.
What makes you think you will succeed
Because
where others have failed?
In Get Out of Hell, you actually have to fight against and with Shakespeare. I say no more. That's such a good idea, you know. Great minds think alike. Unfortunately, you don't have the dubstep gun in Hell, unfortunately. But yeah, once I've completed Saints Row 4, I'll be playing Get Out of Hell.
You should have taken Gaul's offer.
It's pretty good. It's not as big as Saints Row 4.
I imagine we both overheard the same thing.
It's kind of like a standalone DLC. Yes, exactly. Good point. Yeah, it is the most holy of weapons. But it's yeah, it's not a full game, but you know, you don't need to have the original Saints Row 4. You can play it as a standalone. It was, and I think, if I remember rightly, you can play it co-op. It's like yourself and I think Kinsey. Remember right? Yeah, Kinsey. She's like she becomes the other player. Plus, also you encounter some other people you've, should we say, sent to hell beforehand. It'd be nice if there was like a little joke patch you could have to have the dubstep in Hell. Defeat Vardoir. Hello, some shooty going on. Some shooty. Yes, all of Saints Row 4 is co-op. In fact, to get all the achievements you need to do co-op on some of the bits and pieces, but not to complete the game.
Thanks for the help, I guess. We should talk strategy.
Oh, bloody hell, lens flare.
Bah! Bodwar. I'll take down every last one of them, I swear it.
She looks like a
Nobody
female
makes
dwarf.
me look like a fool. I guess I'll let you deal with a few. I can't be in two places at once. We have problems in the brig and in engineering.
Seriously, you look at the way her hair is and the ears. It makes her look like a Romulan dwarf.
Cyanel and his team are pinned down in engineering, and Commander Jirok and Sub-Commander Merrill are in the brig. I'm going to head engineering. If the Vogwar get control of the
Yeah, just the way
singularity,
her proportion. She seems very
Think you could
broad
secure the
compared
brig?
to how tall she is. It's probably like her shoulder pads that are doing it, but she's. See what I mean? Like, it's these things, they make her look wider than she is tall. I mean, if you ignore that, you can't see where my hands are, but if you cover up the shoulder pads, she looks like a normal Romulan, but it's, yeah. Right, so I'll go this way. Also, yeah, see there, she looks fine. It's just must be those shoulder pads. Right, let's get out of it this way. That's a good point. I wonder if you can get things like Romulan little people and Vulcans and the same like that. Yeah, see, that's working better now. I've got all my crew here. Blimey. Right, I need to go this way. Got brig. Oh, this ship's massive. I mean, granted, it is a scimitar. Hey! I've got an accolade. Hey, oh bloody hell.
Enemy targets on sensor. Personal shield losing power.
I'm stuck. Right, let's get some drones to help.
Personal shield losing power.
Yeah, keep those hypos.
Delay them. I need time.
Yeah, focus fire.
Disable the security grid, and we can get out of here.
Sure. Oh, you pointed. Oh, he's actually pointing to it. Oh, thank you.
Thank you. What's the situation?
Yeah. Your ship.
You're a welcome sight.
Thank
I
you.
was on the bridge. We were attacked by just one Vaadwaur, but he was different, stronger, unstoppable. He wiped out our security team, but he knocked Var and me out. Put us here for questioning. What's happening? Do we have control of the bridge?
Right. I got some good news and I got some bad news. The bad news is we don't have control of the bridge yet. The good news is we have medbay and the armory and someone in engineering. But the bridge, yep, still contested.
Is Zynel there? If he and Zhu can hold engineering while we take the bridge, we can take control of the ship and then clean up the Vaadwaur from there. I'll still need some time to recover. You and Subcommander Merrill should head to the bridge. I'll stay here and monitor the situation. Be on your guard. The Vaadwaur that took that bridge shrugged off our attacks like they were nothing. He won't go down easily.
Right, we'll deal with the bridge. You do what you need to do here. Right.
Commander Jirok requires our assistance.
Yes. We're going this way. Right, to the bridge. Ooh. Now, if I remember rightly, that is the Phaleron pulse controller, or focuser, or whatever you want to call it. Well, the scimitars are a very dangerous ship. Apart from
He's gone. Strange.
yeah, that's a bit. Yes, I'm not liking that.
Excellent work. We have control of the ship's life support, navigation, and weapons systems again.
If you want to live, you'll give me what I want. I've survived worse than you.
So Singularity engine in the background.
You have no idea who you're dealing with.
I want these goggles.
Was this all a trick to lure us away from engineering? What are they trying to... No, he couldn't. I fear the worst. If the Vaudoir is in engineering, he could turn off the shielding protecting the Singularity Core. Without containment, the Singularity will implode.
Basically turning your ship very briefly into a miniature black hole.
This way. Narwhal and I have a plan.
Alright, what's the plan?
Very predictable. If the Vaudoir can't use the Lisette to attack other ships, they will make a statement by destroying us with our own singularity. I've analyzed the
Like a
data
warp
from
core
other
explosion.
teams fighting the Vaudoir. It's pointless for you to try to fight him. Your weapons are inadequate for the task. However, Narwhal has come up with an interesting theory that may work.
Alright, what's his theory?
The vents in the Singularity Core carry a modified version of plasma. I'm not cleared to give you all the details, but the Lisette is testing several advances that have not been provided to other ships in the fleet at this time. Narwhal believes direct exposure to this modified plasma may create a vulnerability in the Vaudoir. I believe this plan has a low chance of success, but it is the best option we have. If you can lure the Vaudoir beneath the vents, Narwhal and I will overload them, causing the plasma to cover the Vaudoir and weaken him. You'll have one more problem to deal with before that, however.
What's the problem?
The Vaudoir has erected a shield around the Singularity Core. Very smart, I must say. No one will be able to affect him when he is inside. You must trick him into dropping that shield.
Boss fight coming up.
Towards the Vaudoir's pride. That is usually the surest way to convince someone to make a suboptimal move. Once that is done, lure the Vaudoir beneath one of the vents. We'll activate the plasma, and then you can properly knock out our friend. Are you ready?
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. Why can't we just beam them out into space, or, you know, disassemble them at the molecular level?
That was the first thing I tried when I arrived. There is something preventing us from locking transporters onto any of the Vaudoir. Not uncommon, really. I have observed that many Starfleet officers also carry devices that prevent them from being randomly transported.
That's actually a good point.
If I find a way around the transporter block, I'll do as you ask.
Yeah, it's especially like as you go through the years, there's that. I can't remember what it is, but it's like part of the standard equipment is a miniature transport inhibitor to stop yourself from especially if anyone is going on to another ship, to stop exactly that sort of thing from happening. There you go. There's the old Singularity Core.
Your ship is doomed.
Wow. Note to self: do not stand in the red spots. That's a big old ship engine. Still is like their version of a warp core, so. How do you get in? Alright.
You made it. A shame. We had hoped you would be neutralized by now. But you show an unusual resilience. Perhaps that's why Gaul made his generous offer.
Yes, that is very true. In fairness, it would help if Writers didn't write lines like, "Oh no, he couldn't."
Has already begun. You will all be destroyed by your greatest weapon. It's almost poetic, really.
Still, I suppose it's you can't have someone write all the episodes for each one, so some bits will be higher quality than others. But my view is, as long as by the end of the day I'm entertained and hopefully you've been entertained as well, then we can mock it together. Right, back to the plot. Where's your pride as a Vaadwaur? You have to use a singularity to kill me?
My pride as a Vaadwaur. That's good.
Yes, a lot of people
Very
do
good.
still play this
This is
Ultimate.
simply the most efficient
Ultimate,
way.
sorry.
I could kill you all one at a time, but I have better things to do.
It ebbs and flows. We can mark it together. Yes. A few regular watchers on the stream will know, but for people who just joined us today, they are bringing out a new expansion, hopefully in the next probably around summertime. That's going to be themed around the Gamma Quadrant. They've not released any details on it yet. They haven't said if it's going to be in the Gamma Quadrant, or is it just going to be people from the Gamma Quadrant? Is it going to be Dominion, Jem'Hadar, stuff like that? But they have said the Gamma Quadrant is coming, but they haven't said exactly what. And they've been reasonably okay with bringing stuff out on a regular basis, like new episodes like every month, stuff like that. Obviously recently they just had loads of the Discovery stuff for the boxes, things like that. So would I say it's the number one MMO? No. Is it still going after 8 years now? Yeah. It's one of these ones that's got a very long potential lifespan for it. And if you've ever watched ever heard of Shield of Tomorrow, they do promotions with that as well. In fact, it's still great fun. I mean, that you've got the Foundry as well, which has where people can create their own missions and storylines. I mean, once I've finished this one, I'll be going through some of the Foundry stuff to highlight it and play those as well. So yeah, it's a game that there's a reason why A, I bought a lifetime account for it, and B, I've chosen to stream it because I just love playing it. Plus there's new ships coming out all the time as well.
Interesting. But will you abandon the Lisette, or will you stay until the last glorious second to try and save it? Regardless, I will admit you make a point.
Yes.
You've survived too many of your previous encounters for me to leave anything to chance. I will enjoy seeing the last bit of life leave your eyes.
One thing I will say, if you get a chance, go onto Reddit and look up the subreddit STO builds, because they have a lot of really maximised builds on there. And what I personally do is I'll find one for the ship / captain combination I'm interested in using, and then I'll modify it slightly. So they may say, oh, have blah 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 weapons. Like, okay, I don't have that, I'll use this instead, and I'll use that as a goal kind of thing. One thing a lot of people do, and it's a very easy mistake to make, is to mix the weapon types. So you can have, some people have like Polaron, Phaser, Disruptor, and although you can do it, it makes your life a lot harder. The other thing you want to do is increase your, I forget what the name of it is. There's some like fleet equipment you can get. If you can do it, work towards getting the Iconian set. That's probably the best default reputation set of items. Now, if you only have time to focus on one reputation, go for Iconian, because it has some of the best gear overall for pure DPS, if that's where you're working out. Again, make sure you have the right items in like your tactical slots as well, so things that increase your, rather than going for say like beam damage, go for, if you've got a phaser, you have an item that increases your phaser damage, and max those out as well. Use the Omega weapons because you always fought Borg. Those aren't as good anymore. Apparently disruptors are some of the more favoured ones, but they've kind of balanced out all the other types now, so as long as you just pick whatever weapon type you like and stick to it. So like either go all phasers, all disruptors, all plasma, and just build around your weapon type, because there's certain, hell, I've seen people make a ship with pure torpedoes, and that thing's crazy. Right. Got to know what I've got to do here. Oh, yep, I've got to lure him to the... that way, it's... That's it. I once spent a rather unhealthy amount of time playing this game when I was off ill once, like pretty much for a month solid, so I learned a lot more than you might think. Right, I'm concentrating on this, otherwise I'm going to die. I don't want to die! But yeah, seriously, check out STO builds for at least some guidelines for stuff. Unfortunately though, Reddit has a very poor search engine. But it gives you something to aim for, if nothing else. Because it also helps like with your skills, that's the other thing to worry about. Your traits that you might have.
Recovering. Lure him back beneath one of the pipes.
That's it, come over you little git. Yes. Oh, and thank you very much for the follow, Altonen. I'm hoping I got your name right.
It's time to finish this.
Yeah. So I'm going to try and make sure I get the name right. And Anaximen is correct. They did change a lot.
That to kill me.
And it wouldn't surprise me if they do another update and pass when Gamma Quadrant stuff comes out.
Not be stopped.
I mean, if I can legitimately play a founder or changeling, I'll be so friggin' happy. If not, I'll be happy with a Vorta. Hey, you're welcome. Annex. Thank you, that makes it so much easier. No, let's say I will help people where I can, but I will always give the disclaimer that I am not an expert.
What was that thing?
I'm just somebody who's been playing the game for a long time.
But we need a better way to fight it.
I'll get to work.
Yeah, I'll show you something when I've right. What I was talking about as well before is hello. All my traits of the. See, let's try that again. Yeah, all my traits of most of them are turned off. That could explain why I was dying. Right. So say for example, that whole heals when dealing damage. Things like this from the reputation. It's another reason why it's worth doing all the reputations, because you get loads more traits you can pick. Starship traits, you get those from T6 ships. Every time you master a T6 ship, you get another trait that you can use, and you can use those traits, on any ship. It's like, I remember when I was flying on Defiant, we could do this, and you take that knowledge to another ship. Why is that? Active reputation does again things like this as well. Skills, these can make a difference. You've got ground skills, you've got your specializations as well. I mean, I'm a miracle worker, so let's go with yeah, no risk, no reward. Basically, every time I get hit by a critical hit, I do more damage. So, nice. So it's things like that. It's all I'll say is, something I would suggest as well is, if you can, try and create at least one of every character type, like one science, one engineer, one tactical, because it unlocks other bits and pieces and it just gives you insights.
Thank you for all your help. Neryl did manage.
Commander Giron.
Yeah, I'm just gonna skip through this because I've been waffling. Ow. My arm. So the arm's playing up a little bit, but right. Let's see. Ooh, another kit reward. What did I get? I got a force field dome. I've had better. So this is a good torpedo to get, and you get it from the Iconium reputation. There's a 33% chance every time it hits, you get temporary hit points. thank you for reminding me. Oh, that's a good question. Federation or TOS? Now, with TOS, that is the best way to think of that is a sub-faction of the Federation. When you start off as a TOS character, like my dude here is, you are limited to the 4 founding races of the Federation: humans, Andorians, Tellarites, Vulcans. If you create as a Federation character, you've got way more character options, but you do have, in my opinion, a better starting experience because it feels like TOS. You have the grainy TV effect, you have the old sounds, you have the old ships, the old locations, things like that. And so if you're a fan of the original series, yeah, create a TOS character. If you're not, doesn't really matter, because you still have access to all the same ships and equipment that a normal Federation character would. So let's just refine that. Yeah, who are you? Yeah, yeah. Right, next one. Delta Quadrant. Oh, we'll go back to Kabali Prime again. Screw you, Kabali.
The scientist in our camp could use your help.
Yes. The main differences that they have, like some of their skills and some of the equipment has what they refer to as the 23rd century look and feel to them. So like the phasers might sound very, very slightly different. Like the weapons might sound very different. Oh yeah, they have the cheese factor. Definitely have the cheese factor. So it's personal preference, really. I mean, you do eventually, after I think it's like level 8 or 10, something like that, you do join the main part of the game. But basically that's all it is. It's like the first few missions. I mean, where's it on here, for example? Where's the episodes? Is it Agents of Yesterday? So basically, by the time you do the Battle of Caleb 4, that's 5, not 8. After that, you then start to join the rest of the game. This is like the tutorial island type thing. Okay. So, do I have to do that?
We can't stop until...
Yes. You know what? I'm going to skip those ones for now because they annoyed me before, so I will come back to that. So that's what you can skip some of the missions, so, which is pretty good. So yeah, I'm going to skip that for now.
We know there's something going on with the Vaadwaur and the Cartella system.
Stealth operational armor. Yeah, I'll have me some of that. Right, in progress. I will hide that one. So it's still in my log, but it just won't show up on the little list. Any best ship that requires money? Okay, one thing I will say is that there is, in my opinion, no best ship. There is an optimal ship depending upon what you want to do. In terms of that, you can actually get some decent ships. Every so often, about every 6 months or so, they will do an event where you can earn free ships. Like you have to do some tasks repeatedly for like 20 days or something, and you can get a ship that way. Plus you can earn dilithium, which can be converted into Zen, which can buy the money ships, for want of a better term. But that is a bit grindy, but at least you can do that. Like, I mean, for example, like say to begin with, like I had the NX, and due to a promotion I had the original Enterprise as well. Occasionally they'll give away free items, like generally around the anniversary, which is of the anniversary of the game, I should say, which is around January, I think it is. So you unfortunately you've missed a few of the anniversary giveaways, but keep an eye out. They will say that there's stuff in it, and normally if there isn't a major event going on, I normally mention it on the stream. You know, don't forget to get your blah blah blah, things like that. And again, because I've been playing it for absolutely ages, over the years I have built up a lot of stuff. Like for example, they gave away an Andromeda cruiser. I've got a Borg duty officer, Lita, things like this. And if you're a fan of the original series, Star Trek Convention, this was gifted to me by a friend, and then surprisingly I won another code. So once the fleet's up and running, I'm going to be giving away my second copy of one of these. So if you basically you get all but Kirk as the what's the word? That's what we were looking for. As holograms. But I'll do that once the fleet's up and running. So you can pay for some of the ships in-game currency. There's a lot of ships in the game. A lot of ships. I use the store as an example, but like for example, like it took me a couple of months, but I saved up because I've got loads of characters, and just used the dilithium to pay for the Zen, and I got myself this Hestia, which in my opinion is one of the best ships in the game. Best looking ships, I should say, in the game. And it's the ship that I based the Damocles off for my STA game. I mean, in essence, the Damocles is the Hestia, just it's my version of it. I've been waffling too much. Back to the plot. Yeah. Anax has made a good point. The standard free ships that you get are actually pretty decent. What some people do as well, and they're quite nutters, is they deliberately pick what are called the tier 1 ships. Now, it doesn't mean they're bad ships, it just means they're designed for content in level... Oh, yeah, it does this sometimes. They're designed for players like in like level 1 to 10, things like that. Tier 2 is like 10 to 20 and so on and so on. Which until you get up to like 50 or 60, then you have like the tier 6 ships, and they are more sort of specialised ships. Oh, the 31st century ships, yeah, I've got a few of those. In fact, I think I've got the pack. Let me just check. Where is it? Oh, I keep doing the wrong one. Ships. Yeah, I've got these ships. That one there, the Raider, is actually probably one of the most manoeuvrable ships in the game. It has a turn rate of something really sick, like 23, which is, you know, it's fitting because it's a ship from the future, and it's classed as a heavy weapon ship. Again, you can do it, but you have to earn the Zen. Oh yeah, basically anything that's on here in the what's called the Zen shop, you can buy either with Zen, or what you do is, I mean, I'll give you an example. Go to Dilithium Exchange. Now, is it? Okay, wait for it to catch up. Now, at the moment, I can sell my Dilithium. No, you don't have to be TOS. You can be, as long as you're Federation and not Romulan or Klingon, because the Romulans and the Klingons have different. No, tell a lie. No. The 31st century ships are universal. Those can be used by, I think, any faction. Oh, tier 1 ships, so yeah, that'll be amusing. But yeah, the dilithium you earn in the game, easy enough. You can then sell that for Zen. And so, say for example, at the moment, 1 point of Zen will cost you 276 refined dilithium. Now, if I wanted to, I could sell my dilithium, which I've got there, 55421, at 276. Gotta make sure to put the right price in. Oops, no, one way. 55421, and that would get me 200 Zen, and that's so you're basically looking at about 50k deal to 200 Zen. So you can do it, but it will take a while. I know some people say the game that does make it pay to win, but there's no real PvP in the game. So it's more of a, this is my personal view, it's more of a pay to get it now rather than grind towards it. And if you have characters like some of the Klingon ones and things like that, or you start doing the Admiralty stuff once you hit 60, you can earn Dill pretty easily. It starts off slow, but towards the end of the game you do start to earn stuff, like ridiculous amounts. I mean, I'm only just doing the basic storyline stuff, and I've got like 55k worth of Dill and things like that. It takes time. Don't expect to get it within a week. Some people can be a bit impatient, but if you can afford, then it's entirely up to you. There's no.
Greetings. It is agreeable to work with you again.
I think as long as you don't sort of turn and go, oh, I've got loads of money, therefore I'm betting you attitude. Nobody really cares.
Their military capabilities have an additional.
Right.
Not yet.
Yeah, I'm going to skip through the dialogue. Let's go back into tactical mode.
The Azari will provide a modified holo emitter that should allow you to approach the planet. Holo technology is unfamiliar to the Vaadwaur.
Right. Yeah, that does sound like quite good. It's the STFs are basically like the dungeons for Star Trek.
If you don't want to blow this whole deal, help me with these Vaadwaur.
No problem. I like blowing them up. Let's ooh, I did the Endeavour, which is like a little task you can get to do every so often. It gets you a little chest of stuff. Sometimes you get experience points in it, sometimes you get gear, sometimes you get crafting materials, sometimes you get a combination of all of them. These things are really difficult. Let's have a... I will destroy you! Right. Let's open that box I've got. Oh, that's not too bad. I got 50,000 energy credits, some R&D materials, another 50,000 energy credits, a choice of marks, and another 50,000 energy credits. So you normally get about 5 items in it, those endeavours, so they're always worth doing if you get the chance. That's a... Oh, hello Frank. Welcome to the stream. What was the bounty? Oh, he's over there. I've just noticed now as well, Frank Trek. Good choice.
Thanks for the help, but don't expect it. It
Yes.
was my own.
Voyager will
Yes. So I'm just going to skip through the things. There's some very good voice acting in this, but otherwise it's I can put it. It's
We have arrived at Cartella Prime. Your engineers
can be
have
boring to
installed
watch.
the holo emitter, and it is ready to activate at your command. We will need to. Our first task is to bypass the automated security perimeter.
a hologram. Right. Oh god, it's a Fibonacci sequence. Right, so if I remember rightly, it's the previous two numbers added together gives you the next number. So it's 13 plus 21, which is 34.
Excellent.
Yeah.
We will be challenged by
See,
orbital
math
traffic
kids.
control.
It does
Remember,
help you.
The Vaadwaur are an aggressive species.
Well, that could have gone quite badly.
Unidentified vessel. Your transponder may be malfunctioning. Please transmit your ship designation and flight plan.
I've got a choice here. Our diagnostics basically say it's the fault of them. We're having difficulties with our comms. We need to dock immediately. Don't have time for your bureaucratic nonsense. Or I can try flirting with her. What to do? What to do? See, occasionally on bins like this, I let chat decide. So, what shall I do on this one? Do I flirt with her? Do I go bureaucratic nonsense? Do I bullshit that there's difficulty with the comms? Or do I say the faults of them? Flirt. I probably am going to go with the flirt option. I shall see what it's. If the majority of people say flirt, I will go with flirt. Of course, if this was me in real life, I'd be gibbering like a maniac, but... Right, give it a few more seconds. Right, let's go flirt.
I'm flattered, but that won't get you cleared any faster. Besides, you know regulations prohibit fraternization without direct authorization from a superior. I cannot clear a vessel without an authenticated transponder code. I will dispatch an engineering crew to assist with your repairs, but you cannot dock without authorization.
Oh, well, it's worth a try.
Our diagnostics are showing green across the board. What is your ship's origin and flight plan designation? Regardless of your circumstances, I cannot allow you to dock without proper authorization. Transmit your transponder codes immediately. You're cleared for docking, sir.
Oh, so I had to be rude.
Now we must avoid detection from the Vaadwaur ships. The hollow emitter will be essential.
Yeah. Oh, it's fluctuating. Oh, lovely, yeah. Don't want to know that. Let's put all power to the engines. All power to the engines. Aye, huzzah for being an engineer. Yeah, because there's a guaranteed there'll be loads of their ships it's like ready to jump out of warp to mess me up. Yeah, it's the Vaadwaur way. They're quite brusque. It's like, do as you're told. All right. Which, considering I'm playing as a Tellarite, I should have twigged with that. Really, be a bit more aggressive. Oh, sorry, I do apologise. I really itchy nose today.
The tunnels beneath the planet are
Yeah,
protected.
I just want to blow stuff up. I mean, I think one thing this game has got right.
The Vaadwaur security perimeter. I have access. Be sure that.
Oh, is this bit coming up? Yes, is the big space battles. I think it gets them really right. Like there's one I did a couple of months back where you was fighting outside Deep Space Nine, and it felt like an episode of it. You know, flying between the upper pylons, even though I did get stuck on one of them. Yeah, I was hoping he was going to get some as well, but I think she would have been disappointed when, a bored, fat Tellarite turns up. You know, she's expecting a Vaadwaur, and this magnificent beast appears on the transporter pad.
I am detecting a Vaadwaur patrol ahead. Maintain your position until they pass.
Don't look behind you. Yeah, nobody look behind you.
That should keep the patrol occupied.
Let's get my trouble out. Get it. Yeah, then they're stuck behind that door. Oh, there's a good bit coming up.
I am detecting another group of Vodwar ahead. Access the security camera from the console nearby.
Surprised nobody sees me, but then again, I'm small and hiding. Look, just about peeking my head over the console.
If you overload that data tower, the Vodwar patrol will investigate. Program the door to seal them in.
Alert. Conduit malfunction on level 2, section Beta. Engineering teams, respond immediately.
No traps.
Excellent. Proceed cautiously.
Thank you, Tuvok. High price coming from you. No, it's can't go that way. His little legs.
There is a large drop ahead on your right. You will need a grapple gun to cross it.
So that was just so funny.
You will need to incapacitate all of the Vodwar ahead. Insert the anesthetine gas canister I provided you in the environmental control console and alter the air composition.
So basically just knocking them out. So, sleepy time.
Alert. Environmental control malfunction on level 2, section Delta 3. Engineering and medical teams, please respond.
Yeah, because I've got to vent that, otherwise I'll walk into it and just collapse. Right, and knockout gas like that is very powerful, but it affects pretty much every race, with the exception I think of like the Jem'Hadar, the Borg, and possibly the Founders.
There is a large drop ahead. You will have to rappel down.
Alright, that I can do. Right, let's go see if I can get the... If I bounce. Try and get so I get the camera angle so you can see him. There we go. Oops. No problem clipping a little bit. Right, where will we go now? No, not that way. Okay, let's try this way.
You need to traverse this cavern without the Vodwar seeing you and raising the alarm.
Can I not just...
To do so, you will need to use your grapple gun, as well as take advantage of anything in the environment.
Oh, there you go. That's how I got to do it. Right.
First, you will need to reach the support platform. Shoot a grapple across and then zipline down.
Incoming!
Sneak up behind that guard and incapacitate him.
Sneaky, 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 sneak, 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 sneak.
To advance further through the cave, you will need to
and his
disable
corpse
the
just goes
proximity
flying down.
sensors. That console should allow you to do so.
Meanwhile, someone down below just suddenly has a corpse drop on them.
Now zipline to that outcropping.
This is one of the new features they added in to the game, that they updated the engine a little bit. Ooh.
In order to exit this cavern without detection, you will need a distraction.
That I can do. Do you want me to blow something up?
You will need to move the Vodwar guards below and ahead of you, away from the next support structure. The rocks near you are unstable. Try to trigger a collapse.
So you want me to blow something up? Okay, that I can do.
The way is clear for you to grapple to the next support structure.
Damn it, let's collapse in. Look at them all run. Right, once they've cleared. Oh, that was a... Oh, that's where that guy died. Oh, I thought I was going to go splat then.
Make your way across the ledges to the outcropping near the next support structure.
Right, so I've got to go around here and up here. Right, it's up here, I think. Yeah, up here. If not, I'm wrong. I'm not exactly known for my navigation skills. I don't care. Right. It's gonna have to be.
Grapple to the next support structure.
Incoming!
Approach the guard and disable him.
That's a bit cruel. I'm just vaporizing. Oh, he's still there. Who's that with you, cat? Where you gone? Me.
There are more guards at the other platform. Use your tricorder to reprogram the anti-personnel turrets near them to attack the Vaadwaur targets.
Oh, lovely.
Attention. Malfunctioning turrets on level 4.
Seen the turret shoot.
Beta 2. Security and engineering teams report immediately to level 4.
Right.
The walkway is offline. You will need to grapple across the gap.
Yeah, I gathered that.
They are aware of your actions. You cannot delay.
Yeah, I think the fact that there's a line coming across the...
Sensors are reading something large blocking your route through the cavern. Activate the crane with the nearby controls to move it.
Can they not see me? Huh.
Not much further. There is another grapple ahead.
It looks so funny with his belly. I just noticed his beard sticks out the other side of his neck as well. You look.
There should be a place where you can drop down just ahead of your current position.
Alright. Drip. Right, where can I drop down? So it's going to be... Ah, where the...
Now slip quietly out of the cavern before the Vaadwaur see you.
Incapacitate guards. Ah, yeah, standing corpses. Yes, that does kind of make sense. He just tried to attack me with a fire extinguisher. Oop. That's my fault. Right, we will go now.
I am detecting some unusual signals coming from below.
Got distracted. Right. So how do I... remote console. Yeah, it doesn't happen that often. I mean, some of the bugs that happen in the game, to be fair, it's an MMO, it's constantly updated, there's going to be bugs in it. You will never get a bug-free game, and anyone who says a game is bug-free is talking out of their bottoms. As long as they're not harmful to the gameplay, I can be... Sometimes they're quite funny. Like, there was one I had in Skyrim, where I was talking to someone and they started moving down into the ground, so eventually all that was above the ground was just a head. Ah, now here's the thing for you. Pong originally did have bugs in it.
Intruder alert.
Literal
please respond.
Bugs in the consoles. That's where the name came from. it would cause short circuits and the game to act in weird ways. That's why we call them bugs. Little spurious fact there for you. It may or may not be true. I like to think it is. Oh. Run!
Finally!
There's the here's another one, see if anyone else knows this. See if you can figure out about Googling. Why is it called patching when you patch something? Oh, my leg's caught.
You will pay for killing Galak! What?
I want to pay attention to this bit. Close. When programs first came out, a lot of them were written on punch cards, like little, basically like they had like data to represent, little holes to represent like ones and zeros and things like that. And if you made a mistake and you had to correct it, you either had to recreate the entire card, or the easy thing to do was to put a little patch over the hole.
You saved
So you
my
weren't
life.
far off from the putting
I don't
patches
know
in a
why,
quilt metaphor.
But I am great. Never. Do you believe I know my I think it went down that passage over there.
Right. Now, again, this is another old Star Trek Next Generation reference there. Those things that came out of him were the neural parasites, the ones that almost took over the Federation. They're basically sort of go in to your brain and like mess you up.
It went down one of the cracks in the rock. We'll have to deactivate that force field to
But in
pursue
return
it.
you get like much improved health, physical vitality and stuff like that. Yep. Oh, if you want to, in one of the books, it's not official, not canon, but some people think it is. You find out that they are descended from the same species that became the Trill symbionts. So basically, they are like the cousins to the Trill symbionts. It's
It appears the creature has already left.
but some of the book stuff is a bit out there, so a lot of people don't consider it canon. In fact, nobody does, not even the oop. Oops. Oops, I'm going the wrong way. Let's try this way. Like there was one about what happened. One of the books had how the what happened there, where the Borg originally came from,
Only the highest leadership is allowed.
which wasn't too bad. The ending was a bit lame, but the whole concept of how they perceived the Borg, or at least a version of the Borg,
How did
came
the
about
Vaadwaur
was
come into contact
interesting.
with parasites in the first place? It has been many years since Starfleet encountered them.
I wish I could remember the name of it. Yeah, the neural parasites.
I wonder how many of our leaders have been infected. Surely Galak can't be the only one.
He might be. That's a cool weapon he's got there.
Based on Starfleet's previous encounters with the parasites, you should be extremely cautious. The creatures show remarkable cunning.
Yeah, they've got kind of a hive mind, but it's not like the Borg level of hive mind. It's more.
Give me an enemy I can confront face to face. This deception sickens.
That's like they can't read each other's thoughts, but they do tend to have like
They are insidious. These creatures nearly ended the Federation.
what's the word I'm looking for? A common goal. Oh, hello. Now move your butt.
Although we have had our differences with the Vodwar, the Federation do not wish to see any species enslaved.
Yeah. Cat. Well, there they are.
This area has all.
Somebody also suggested as well that they are related to the
Wait, did you hear something?
the eels on SETI. And I really want to make sure I get the name right. SETI Alpha 6, I want to say. Basically, Khan's planet.
Ah, I see you've met my little friends. They want to get to know you better.
What are you? How far has this infestation spread?
You have such a small mind. The joining will help.
Yes, it's like.
You will see everything we can be once we are brothers under the skin.
Yeah, I'd rather not have what basically is a massive earwig in my noggin. Thank you very much. Some creepy ass. Those things are creepy enough as it is anyway. What's the matter, cat? Yeah, she's just being grumbly because she can't get on my lap. Ooh, bastard. Right, let's try it again. Yes, I know. My fault for paying attention to the cat and not the game. Yeah, we'll just stand up here, that'd be better. Screw it. So this is why I like being an engineer. Turrets.
Mere mortals. Pathetic. We will rise again, and you will know our true might.
Oh, I appear to be glowing.
This ends now. I cannot allow you to spread this infestation.
Alright, that's like straight out of the thing, and that is messed up. Yeah, I just. Yeah. Why would I just stand there? Why don't I just shoot it? And it's now in a cocoon. Lovely. Right, let's move my stuff back down here now. Cool, I'm being like some kind of. I'm gonna die again. Yeah. I need to upgrade my gear. Big time need to upgrade my gear. Okay, he got big. Quick. Still an ugly fucker. Right. So if I set up my turrets again, then just for a laugh, I'm going to put this down. Alright. That's it. Come this way. There we go. Oh, bloody hell. Little bastards. And they appear to be shooting some kind of cryoplasma at me. Don't kill me, don't kill me! Ooh, that would have vexed me.
Find the controls to the subspace scattering field and disable them.
Sure. There they are. Ow. Yep, see you later, mate. I'm gonna get off this god's forsaken planet.
Although you have helped the Vaadwaur people today, do not believe this makes us friends, or even allies.
Do you want to come with us?
No, I must remain with my people. Perhaps I will discover more of what's really happening here.
Yeah, don't blame you.
Your activities on the surface have alerted the Vaadwaur to your presence. They are beginning to inspect the starships in orbit. I would recommend returning to the ship immediately.
Yep, time to GTFO. Feels like a ST Voyager Elite Force mission. Yeah, I suppose it does.
The information you discovered in...
Yep. Get out of here. Oh yeah, I'm still cloaked. Let's put more.
Unidentified.
There is only a point...
Screw it. Sort of transponder code, so let's just go with that one over there. Now do make every ship think we're different. We've swapped over. See? Now, one last eye. Get out of there. Wish I could keep that hologram technology.
Well, you're alive, but
yeah.
it did.
Excellent work.
Yes. Right. Send you back to Voyager, Tuvok.
Thank you again.
So I don't know if you heard it there.
And prosper.
They had the old style beam effect because I'm a TOS character, so some of my beam sounds sound 23rd century as opposed to the newer ones. Yeah, peace and long life. I would love him to do. If you've ever seen Spaceballs, you know the bit when they're in the desert, we ain't found shit. That's Tim Ross. That's Tuvok doing that bit. Ah, stealth. Ooh. Stealth. Oh yeah, I'm having that. I'm giving that to me. Stealth armor, please. Thank you. Very nice. 20% stealth, 5% exposed chance, which means it's easier for me to get, I suppose, like critical type hits on them. And duration means the effect lasts for longer. So yay. Alright, let's see. No, I'll keep that for now because I've still got better shit. It's still kind of the best shields I've got. You need better armor though. You definitely need better shields. Yeah. You're alright. For now, you need some of those. Okay. Right, next one. It is... skip that one then. Alliances, yeah.
The data from your mission against the Vaudois shows they're a bigger threat than we ever anticipated. Our forces are stretched thin. The Alpha Quadrant Alliance cannot fight a prolonged conflict in the Delta Quadrant. We must work to form an alliance of species here. Admiral Tuvok and Captain Kim are working on a plan and have requested your assistance.
So I was quite happy because this mission, I ended up getting a duty officer which looks like one of the Sontaran from Doctor Who. Looks like a potato. I think he's only been baked if he gets hold of the captain's special stash, if you know what I mean. Right. Yeah, like says, yeah, there's quite a few ships. We've got the Bethans, the Voyager, Bortascu, Kabali, Lisette, and the Rhode Island, or Captain Harry Kim's ship. Yeah. My Lieutenant Commander Potato to you. I'm the captain. I call him whenever I want. So, oi, spud you like. Although I imagine you put in a complaint to the Admiralty if I kept doing that. Commander Potato. I think I can rename him, so I may have to rename him to Potato. I think when you commission them, you can rename them. I think that's the only time I think you can do it. So yeah, that might have to be done. Just for laughs. Then again, he will fit in with the crew. I was going to crash again, I know it is. This is not to do with me, this is problem with the game client. They have said they are looking into it, but it's basically if a mission or an area hasn't been loaded up by the game server for anyone for a long period of time, it sometimes crashes when you're trying to load it up. So it's not just me it happens to. Thank fudge. Otherwise I would be a bit upset. But then it will load me straight away. So it's not a... It's one of the sort of ones that they are trying to find where it is, but they can't pinpoint exactly what's causing it.
Admiral Tuvok is in the...
The problem, we have a game that was originally... I think it was originally created by Atari.
Sorry.
Then another company took it over, and now it's a third company running it as well. So you had like three different companies, running the game, and like apparently their code is a complete nightmare. Oh great! We have Neelix, looks like he's pooped himself. Harry Kim, Tuvok, Seven, the Doctor. No. The funny thing was the...
Let us begin. While the Kobali and the Vengeance have agreed to join our alliance, there are many other races in the Delta Quadrant in a position to help us defeat the Vaudois. It will be up to us to show them the benefits of joining us.
Yep.
Seven, I would like you to contact the Cooperative.
The Bull Cooperative?
The Cooperative should be amenable to our offer. They have as much to lose as we do.
Neelix, your experience as a trader makes you an excellent choice to work with the Hazari.
The Hazari? This won't be easy, but I should be able to pull it off.
Captain Kim, we've arranged a meeting for you with the leaders of several Kazon sects.
Yay.
I don't trust the Kazon, but
Kazon.
I'll give it my best effort.
Doctor, you have experience with the hierarchy. I would like you to infiltrate one of their ships and learn more about how they make decisions.
Ooh. I have several new subroutines that will be perfect for this mission.
As for you, I would like you to visit the Toure and the Octanti, and then provide support to any of the others who require it.
No problem.
We need allies to turn the tide of this war. We cannot fail.
Yeah, last week when I was helping out Seven on a mission, due to Neelix, why are you standing on the table?
Though there is some time to speak with the crew.
Oh, there you are. There was a let's just say that due to my height and the height of Seven, things got a little bit, well,
I never thought I'd be a spokesperson.
Interesting.
This is going to...
See if I can find Seven again so you can see exactly. All I'll say is this. Look how tall Seven is. Look how tall my character is.
The Cooperative should be amenable to our alliance.
Believe me, I did not intend that when I created the character.
The Kazon are up the
Yeah,
Rhode
screw the
Island.
Kazon. I'm complaining because it's not me. Hey, Jerry Ryan and Seven is a very, very attractive lady. She's a great actress. But, you know, when I'm trying to play the game, when I'm trying to be, you know, Starfleet officer, focusing on my duty, it's, you know, very distracting. I'm just going to be nosy, see if I can go this way. I cannot. Right, where's Tuvok gone? Excuse me. No, there he is. The same for her as well, look. It makes my captain look like a pervert.
The Turay and the
Even her. See? Oh, look, she's really tall. I honestly did not mean to create a character who just happens to be the wrong height for staring at the ladies. But that's honest. Yeah, that's right, you salute me.
Ready to beam you back to your ship, sir.
Thank you. Right. Okay, so we've got to visit the Turi and the Octani. You only have a short woman. Yeah, don't get it wrong. You know, he has no problem with the taller lady. It's just he finds him very distracting because he's a little fella. There's also another reason why he has the ugliest crew in Starfleet, so he looks better by comparison. Ow. Right. Oh yes. Subspace disturbance. I'm going to put myself into tactical mode just to be on the safe side. In case anything comes out. Oh. Yeah, underspace is like a shortcut through subspace type thing. Not quite a wormhole, it's like if it was in reality it'd be like the Delta Quadrant equivalent of the Metro or the Underground.
That's close enough. This is restricted space, and you're not welcome.
And you're ugly.
We don't need your advice. Our Voth allies are more than strong enough to help us.
You know what? Just put me through to someone who actually has 2 active brain cells.
Very well. Ambassador Norik will speak with you now. Don't waste his time like you've wasted mine.
Nah, see, you wasted your life already, mate. I mean, seriously, just go look in the mirror.
What is the meaning of this?
I would like to say that your previous guy was ugly, but you're worse.
We want no more alliances. The Turay have a mutual defense pact with the Voth, and it is quite sufficient for our needs.
Yeah, but the thing is, can you see the Voth right now? You can't. And, remind me again, who was it that helped you out with your defense grid, you know, during the initial Vaadwaur attack, and who isn't called the Voth?
Begone! I do not wish to order our pickets to fire upon you, but I will if I must.
Ah, suck my nuts.
The Voth are on their way. I'm sure of it.
Yeah, well, I'm here now, and I'm going to mess up the Vadwa. Look, the Voth are cold-blooded. They take a while to get up to speed. And one of those. And one of those. And one of those. Time to blow shit up. Let's see, whilst I may not be that great on the ground, I make up for it in space. Let's do that. Yeah, my shields may be failing, but guess what? Reverse shield polarity!
This is a priority emergency. We are under attack.
So I got it under control, lads. Don't have to worry too much. Just go and put a paper bag over your head. Yep, well. And come on. Come on, turn. There we go. These assault cruisers have got high resistances. They're very difficult to have them Phasers. Yeah, bad. I need to get a plasmatic leech at some point as well. Probably, I would say, not so much standard equipment, but it's something that most ships should have, in my opinion. Yeah. So let's have one of those, and one of those, and one of those. Yeah, there's shields. Once I can take down their shields, things are a lot better. Let's have some Omega. Oh, this is really tough, this dude. Do I have? Oh no, I'll put it in my bank. I've seen if I've got any of the like fighters. Take down his shield and I should get some nice damage then. Yeah. Yeah, see there you go. Now his shields are down, I'm doing a nice amount of damage to him. Have a torpedo. Ooh. Managed to get shields out in time. Yeah, well I can take it. And to the phaser launch. That's it. Say hello to my Gravwell. That I think is one of probably the best abilities in the game. Is the Gravwell. Alright. Okay. So let's go over here. Yeah. Especially if you get the duty officer as well, that can give you secondary or tertiary Gravwells. Those things are brilliant. You know, you have like 3 of them drop at once. You know, if you're on a science ship, they can do disgusting amount of damage. that's the thing. It's like tactical if you want to do pure DPS. Engineer if you want to. This is the ships I'm talking about. Engineer if you want to mostly tank, and science if you want to do funky shit. But then what works out well is when you cross the types. Like if you have an engineer in a science ship, you can do some really sick tanking. Like it's borderline obscene the amount of shields you can get. Like for example, this is technically a tactical ship, but I'm an engineer, so I have my personal tanking abilities in a ship that is designed to go pew pew. And I've received 500,000 Polaron damage. So I'm assuming that's what the Vaadwaur main weapon type is, Polaron. Which Polaron's main thing is that it can take energy away from your opponent. So if you have, I can't remember what the skill level is, but it's exotic damage, I think it is. You can like pretty much shut down their systems with just one volley, if you're lucky. It lasts a few seconds, but that could turn off their shields or stop them from moving or things like that. And I've hit tier 4 mastery. Sweet. Which means if I go to this, I now have a 10% bonus to kinetic damage and energy damage. Kinetic damage is basically torpedoes. Once I hit level 5 on this ship, I get a trait. Speaking of traits, right? Damn it, I can't do it now. Yeah, because I'm in the combat area. I will have to remember to do that. Right, it's coming up to 3 hours, so I might make this the last mission before I go off for the night. Considering I'm doing all this damage and I don't have half my traits slotted, it's pretty impressive. Torpedo at your ass. I think I would be very happy with just doing the space battles all day. I think I would. Alright. That doesn't matter, because I can just repair it. Miracle worker, yo. See if I can do anything to speed up this phaser lots. Yeah, see, by rights I should have destroyed him by now, but it's the fact my traits got knocked off is making it a bit harder. That's his shields down. There we go. Have a torpedo. And heal. No, occasionally it's just again, it's another one of those random glitches. It's it doesn't happen that often, to be honest. But so if you suddenly find you're doing a lot less damage than you normally do, check to make sure that your traits haven't been deslotted. It's probably
Your ship may be formidable. It is still no match for the Voth. We have already chosen our ally.
You do know I have blown up more Voth than you've had hot dinners.
Lies! This is all a deception so you can get your hands on the secrets of underspace.
Yeah, see, the thing is, the Vaadwaur use underspace, and they are more powerful than you.
The Voth have been a power in this part of the galaxy longer than even the Vaadwaur. They are the first race in the Quadrant, and should be respected for their age and wisdom.
Again, I would like to point out that the Voth did not turn up to help you. We did.
You make some excellent points.
Yes. Now, how about we add some ships to your picket line? You know, something that the Voth seem unwilling to do. I mean, if they're so powerful, they can spare a couple of ships. Why haven't they?
You have given us much to think about.
Yeah.
Upon consideration, I think this alliance is in the mutual benefit of all involved. I will take your offer to my superiors with my approval, and then we'll send an attaché to your flagship to work out the details.
Thank you, Ambassador. I would like to retract my previous statement, and you're not as ugly as I thought. You're only worthy of having one bag on your head. You're not a two-bagger.
It is agreeable that your efforts to recruit the Touré were successful.
Huzzah! Right. Let's see. Oh yeah, because this is a multi-part mission, so yeah. Okay, I'm gonna say no for now, and then next time we can work towards doing these ones because it's like a 5-part mission. I've just done part 1, so ugh. No, okay, no, let's just do it. Let's do it. Let's see how long it takes. I'm gonna try and get the Lieutenant Potato on the squad.
Greetings. I am on my way with several cooperative ships.
Right, before I do anything. No, I can't because I'm in space. Damn. You can only change your traits when you're like either docked or in a what they call a social zone.
Beauty.
Yep.
I've
Yep.
examined the board.
Yep. Oh, it's the cooperative. Don't panic. The way you can tell it's the cooperative is because they have blue.
This is 7 of 9. I have a priority. Ambassador Rara.
Yeah.
Unknown.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
It's arriving.
Yes. See. The.
Lower your
Ooh.
prepare assimilated.
Oh dear. He's malfunctioning.
Ambassador, please deactivate. If the Archonti will not deactivate the...
Right. Oh lordy. Yep, lovely. Generally the cooperative are a good Borg. Actually, no, screw it. Let's do it to the end of this. It only took a while because I was basically fighting the Vaadwaur. Got to keep at least 3k away. I mean, even though this ship is infected, it's doing me a lot of damage. Yeah, it's like, everyone just focus on me. I'm in tactical mode. I'm not. There we go. Whoa. Yeah, I just don't want to be too close, because when that thing blows, it's going to hurt. Yeah. That was close. Bloody plasma fire. Ooh.
Ambassador, there is...
We knew recruit...
Ah, okay, that didn't take too long. Right. Yeah, let's do these ones. Alright.
Oh, thank goodness you've, to say the least.
Pleasure to see you. Then I wish you...
The Benthans usually have it.
Yep, so I'm just going to skip through it.
The Benthans keep a close eye on this system. Lots of deals.
I am hot.
Yeah, yes.
There's no way. Good point.
Will they give us what we want? Of course we... What? Sure.
Alright, so we'll go over here and lure out this dude.
A trap? Fine. I'll kill you then. My soul.
And because I've got allies, it should be easier. Should be. Have a grab wheel. That's it. Reverse shield polarity. That's another good one. Basically, any energy damage you get whilst that's active heals your shields. Pretty good for science ships. Arrest him or blow him up.
Fine.
Blah 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 blah.
Lowering shield.
Yep, beam him to the brig. Going to just have like a transport accident and he ends up in the
We should take
bulkhead.
our prisoner to that Benthan patrol ship.
And if I have to. And the Benthans are pretty much the equivalent of the Delta Quadrant police, so.
The Hazari seem... I
Yep,
don't think...
Yep. Yep.
And that's done.
Right.
I understand. I'll meet you back
Yep.
at Voyager.
Right. Go and speak to the Doctor and the Hierarchy. And then, yay, the Kazon, who we all know are going to do something and betray us. Because they're pretty dishonourable little shits.
Hello again.
Hello.
The hierarchy is...
Yep.
The ship
Yep.
is... The Hierarchy once corrupted my programming in an attempt to spy on Voyager. This seems fitting.
It does.
These subroutines are quite useful. Perhaps I'll write a holonovel about my experiences as a spy.
That's close enough.
See? Potatoes.
I don't want any trouble, but I would like to know how you blew our location.
I'm a space wizard.
Don't tell us your secrets and we won't tell you ours. As for your offer of an alliance, give me a moment to consider it.
Alright, go on in.
The Hierarchy is consulting the cost analysis matrix.
I
have an idea. Perhaps we could arrange for a demonstration of their ability.
Yeah.
Two.
Yeah. Right. So basically, I'd sort of show them that it's worth fighting. It's getting close. Let's power up. Get everything prepped and.
Finish off the box. Here, let me give you a hand.
Thank you, Doctor.
Excellent work, Doc.
Yep. Alright. Now, let's get ready for the Kazon to betray us like the scumbags they are. As you may have guessed, I don't like the Kazon.
Glad to see you.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Now
Yes.
You're telling.
Ensign Harry Kim. Or is it?
I don't know.
My name is.
Well, Sessin and Captain Kim, my clan has taken over. How unfortunate.
Shields up. Red alert.
See, called it.
Kazon from Shape Grudge, but not this one. Not all clans are sighting. We're fighting.
Let's have a turn around. There you go. Ah, Gravwell, look at that. All gathered together. Lovely. Oh, the ships are fine. But the Kazon as a species, they annoy me. I mean, because they remind me of Klingons visually. And it's like, you're not as good as the Klingons. Wow. For the first time in ages, I've actually blown up in the ship battle. To the Kazon. That's embarrassing. We'll pretend that never happened. Yes, indeed. It was a glitch in the display. It made it like I blew up. Yes, a glitch. You haven't seen the last of... See, they're like B-movie villains. I think if I remember right, with the Kazon, they didn't actually build or design any of their ships. They stole them, like from like some other race. It's been a long time since I've watched Voyager. I think I've blotted out most of the stuff to the that references these.
I apologize for the...
Yes.
I heard you tried to...
So it's like their ships aren't Kazon ships, they're another species ships or something. I wish I could remember who they were.
Our success on this mission falls within expected parameters.
Yes. Yes, just leave the system. Everything then commissioned Lieutenant Potato. I'm actually going to name him Potato. Right. There we go. Yes. Rename. Po-tay. No, let's do it properly. Let's do it properly. Po-tay. Toe. Potato. Oh, I can rename them. Okay. Field must be right. Po-tay. Toe. There we go. Potato. And he's an intelligence. I forgot about that. He's an intelligence specialist, so he's an intelligent potato. That'll do. That'll do. Alright. Basically, because he's what's classified as a intelligence specialist, any T6 ships that has an intelligence bridge officer slot, he can use specialised abilities which only intelligence officers can have. Like Lita is the same as well, and some of them is, it's like targeting or exploiting damage and things like that. So it's well worth getting. You can have the funky armour because I'm nice like that. You can also have one of those. You can have some of those. What else can you have? You can have the Romulan Disruptor Beam Rifle, just because, and some Gach. You're not going to be a bridge officer just yet. Yes. He the teaching of the right, but the potato. Oh, promote. Yes. Everyone gets an automatic promotion on my ship. Nobody is above my rank. Right. So his now full title is Commander Potato. In fact, what I would do is, just for a laugh, I'm going to make him my first officer. What you do is, you go to duty officers, and you go to, I think it's this one. Yep. Then you go to department heads. Now all this does is it changes who pops up on the screen. Like for certain things, like if it's a medical based one, Bones will turn up. If it's an operation based event, this fella will turn up. If it's an engineering one, Scotty will turn up. But I'm going to go with Potato. So now, if it's anything that doesn't come under one of these 6 headings, he will pop up and say, yes, he is #1 potato. Potato. Oh, that's so... I'm going to get into trouble for that. That's brilliant though. That is really brilliant. So actually, can I actually rename the officers? I just want to see something. Oh, it's edit records, of course. So I can... it's because she's a hologram that I'll have to keep it as that. Right, okay, fair enough. Right, let's give her some armour. Yes. I'll do that whilst I'm here. And I will redo my traits, because otherwise I will forget. So damage, kit performance, critical, fabrications, yep, that means my turrets last a bit longer. Ranged weapon damage, yep, I'll have that. Kit readiness, yeah, because I'm specialised in kit resistance. Is that a rifle though? Okay, I'm not going to have that for now. Let's go with damage resistance. Yep. Alright, let's go with weapon accuracy. Let's have beam weapon damage. Let's have crit chance, crit severity. Oh yes please. Projectile damage. Warp Theorist. Yeah, that gives me slightly more power to all my systems. Thrill Seeker. And increased crit severity. Yes please. Any more traits I can use? No, meaning reputation. That one. Now in theory, what I need to do is to save it. Yep. So that's the other thing as well, is if you don't save it properly and you reload it, it will reload it with the errors. So that could have been what I've done, is I've saved it without realising I hadn't slotted my traits. So when I've loaded this particular loadout, it's loaded it without the traits loaded. So that's something you always got to be careful with. Right, so let's see if we've got anything else. Let's see, that's poop. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to replace my torpedo with that. There we go. Because in that way, it's a quantum torpedo. But what it does is every time I hit with it, there's a 33% chance I get 1,000 temporary hit points for 15 seconds, and that can stack for 5 times. So that's pretty decent. Plus it's got an okay accuracy rating, an okay bonus to critical severity, and an 8-second recharge. That's acceptable. You know, that's torpedo speed 3 with that bad boy. It'd be go quite well. Yeah, I'll salvage that. I will salvage that. Can I salvage that as well? Yep. I have a rule that white gear automatically gets salvaged, which is very, very handy, because I can, for example, I could take, say, that torpedo, and I could... Oh, I can't do it down because it's a reputation item. Okay, let's go with that. See if I can upgrade it. Let's go with... No, almost. That's upgrading. I wanted re-engineering. So I can have accuracy, critical damage, accuracy. Now I want to keep damage and crit damage, but accuracy not as important these days. So just for a laugh, I'm going to try a bit of re-engineering to see what I get. And I get damage. Nice. Very nice. That means... Oh, that's very good. That's very good indeed. It's almost, in fact, actually, it now does more damage than the other one, the Integrity Link. In fact, let's do that for the other one. Again, let's push up my damage. Let's go for re-engineering. Let's see, I want to unlock accuracy. And I get damage again. Sweet. That's now pushed it up to 441. Nice. It was on 431 before, so that's an extra 10 DPS I've got on just that weapon alone. And that's base damage. That's not including everything from skills and things like that. So let's see. Let's see if I do that with this one as well. Again, see, I've got to keep arc because that's a fundamental part of the weapon. Crit H. Okay, it's not too bad. That means there's higher chance of criticals. Actually, no, let's re-roll that one again. Yeah, that's what I want. Damage. That's very nice. Yeah, that's what I like to see. And that is a very good point to call it a night. It's been come to 3¼ hours now. I've got a fair amount of stuff I need to do tomorrow. I've got to finalise where's it gone? I've got to finalise basically the episode notes for the upcoming Star Trek Adventures episode on Saturday, which, if you don't know, is the table. Yeah, if it's free. Star Trek Adventures on Saturday, which is the tabletop RPG from Modiphius. I do a live action stream of that at the moment it seems to be going every alternate Saturday, and that seems to be working out quite well. I'm down one player this week, so this is one of the reasons why I have to rewrite and rejiggle some of the episode notes. But that's going to be at 8 PM GMT. Below the stream is a widget which tells you what the next stream will be in your local time, but that's basically what it is for my time, 8 PM GMT. But let's see, tomorrow is going to be an interesting one. Last week I was having a lot of problems with some of the games, and specifically Witcher 3. There was a bug that was not just for me, so it's not a system fault, it's just bad luck on my part. So I'm going to be giving a try of, I forget what it's called now, Brutal Legend, which it's like a sort of a metal rock and roll music mashup game. If that doesn't work, it'll be some Stardew Valley. I have tested it on my system and it works fine, but obviously sometimes you won't know exactly how a game's going to play on stream until literally you play it on a stream. So if things go completely belly up tomorrow, there'll be some more chilled with Stardew Valley, but I'm hoping to get Brutal Legend working. On Thursday we'll be back in Star Wars universe, the Old Republic. I've been playing a few of my other characters off stream, so that I can build up the crafting for them and things like that. Friday, still not sure what's going to happen on Friday, because again I was having issues with Fallout 3, but again that wasn't a problem with a lot of people were having. If I can get the what's called the 4 gig patch installed and working properly, that might solve the issues. But it was very strange because it didn't have any problems the week before, but last week it did. So as a backup though, on that Friday, if Fallout doesn't work, I've got other characters for Star Wars I'm going to be using to sort of build it up, because it's a massive game and it deserves to have an impromptu stream every now and then. So that's the basic plan going between now and the weekend. And then on Sunday is Lord of the Rings online, and that tends to be a nice sort of chilled, relaxed game. It's not as intense and stressful as like a Star Trek Online can be sometimes, but I'm waffling, which is a sign I need to go and basically crash out. So I will bid you a very good night, and as the Vulcans say, Live long and prosper. Now let's see if I can get the credits working. Cross your fingers. Seems to be boding well. Might hit it twice like I normally do.